Okay, hi guys. Let's continue with this Django series. So what you want to do right now is we're going to look on creating a form where things will be created through that form, or things will be added to the web to the database through that form without having to go to the admin panel. And we'll start by creating a new file here, and we'll name the file. Let's give it a unique name, new or student form. Let's call it student form.html. Enter. And then in this student form.html, it will take a couple of things. Just bring this side. View. Let's make it just a single. You don't need double right now. Don't need this. Okay, let's just take these tags, copy this, put them in our students form. There's something that it's missing here. We can just add maybe, we can add load static. And then you can end this block right now. And block. Okay, and now inside here we will create a form. And inside this form we'll have a form of input. Let's just call it student. And the name that will be displayed there, let it be, no, not students, because it's more of a submission thing. You can say add student, or let's say submit, because it's a submit type, but the name is add new student. Let's have it like that right now, but what we're going to add is the fields that are going to be added on our information about the student on our database. So let's start with a basic thing like this. Also, we want to add a couple of things inside here. So we'll add a method, and the method will be posts. We also want to add an action here. So this action will be the form to which this specific form will be submitted to. So the URL in which this form will be submitted to. So let's leave that blank, because whether we are on the update or create, we want both of them to be submitted in the same URL. So if you're creating a new student, or we are updating an already existing one, want them to be on the same URL. So let's leave this one blank for at the moment. Now what we need to do is go to our views.py, and then we're going to create a new function here. So the function, let's call it add student. Let's call it create, because it's usually create, update, delete. Let's just call it create student. Create student. So we'll call it create student. It will take this parameter request, enter. Sorry. And then it will return render the request here. Then now we want it to check the form that we have created. So it will go to students. It will go to students. then it will go to the form that we've created, the student form. I hope that's what I've named it. This one, student form dot html. Okay, then because you remember the contexts, I'll just go ahead and put it there. Then I just create an empty dictionary here because we'll just use it. Let's just prep to use it in a few. And let's just equals an empty dictionary here. Perfect. Save this. Good. Now we have created our function. What we want to do is now go to the URL and add a new path here. Let me just copy paste. And this will be student. Let's just name it create student. Create student. It will take from the one that I've created right now, which is view.create student. And then it will, let's call it create student. Perfect. I think everything is fine. Save this. And now what we want to do is when we go to this URL, when we click add student here, we'll go and just go ahead and delete this one. When we click add student here, we want it to add a new student. So when we click add student here, we want it to add a new student. And I think that's fine. Want it to add a new student. Perfect. So when you click this one, we want it to add a new student. As you can see right now, it's not reflecting to anything. And there's a problem with our server now. Okay, they have misspelled something here. No problem. Go back to our code. This should be create student capital. Save this. So save this, and we can go back here. Yeah, zero silenced, so it's good. Let's go back to this. Go back here. Add student. Yeah, it's functioning, but now we need to go to our dashboard here, go to add new student, and have a link to now that URL that we have created. So we go to our dashboard here. Okay, total stats creation. We need to go to creation now, which is here, creation. And now add new student. We want to add a link here, and that link will be a tag. Let's put in a template tag here, and then it will go to the URL. Then what to look for in the URL is create student. Save this, and then go back here, refresh, add student. You can see it is going to this, but the problem that we have here is there's nothing inside here. We'll go back to create student here, to the student form, save this. Okay, the URL, create student, it's good, create student, perfect. We'll go back here, refresh, add student, and now we can see the submit button that we just created. We just created a submit button that does not submit to anything. Now let's look at, because now it's good, we want to add now information here that will be submitted or either created, updated, or deleted. So what we want to do now is to create on our app here, we want to create Yeah, inside our app here in the templates, we want to create a new file. We'll call it forms.py. This is where it will contain all the forms, and inside here what we want to do is import a couple of things. So from Django, the good thing about Django, it has a lot of imports that you can make that can be really helpful for you while creating this. So from Django.form, import model form. Okay, then we're going to go to the models from .models. We add dot here because it's in the same directory. You can see our form.py is in the same directory as this. So we go dot model. So from the models, from the models, what I wanted to import is, let's just close a couple of these things here. Student HTML, this is not important. We can let's add a view here, layout column. Let's add this here. Okay, it's called student. So from our model, import student. So we are importing this model. Okay. So after this, now we want to create a class. So we're going to go to class. We'll call it, just call it student form. Then we'll add, it will inherit from the model form. Okay, then inside here we'll create another class, meta. Meta. Enter. So inside here we'll specify which model we are taking this information from. So the model that we're taking this from is student. Okay, so it will take the model student. Then we're going to go to the next thing, which will be the field. So the fields, we want it to take basically the fields that we want to change. We want to change everything. If there are some confidential information there or information that are supposed to be filled by the admin, we could have written maybe program, comma, gender, if that's all we want somebody to submit. But now because we want everything, we go __ all __ Okay, let's save this. Now what we need is to import this to our views.py, and then we'll just come here, then from .form, from forms, import and we'll just import this student form. Okay, then after that we'll add it to our function here. Remember this function that we created, we want to add it to this function here. So on this function we'll just write form equals student form. Yeah, then we'll make sure we add this here, this context here. We'll just go the way that we did the other one. Form colon form. Save this. Okay. Now we want to go to this student form.html. Now what we want to do here is to make a couple of changes. So we will start by adding some template tags, and we'll just add them here. Just put them here. I think it's good. So that, then $, then we'll write something like CSRF underscore token. Don't worry about this. It's just basically a way of securing, or basically a way of sending data securely. So we securely send data using this CSRF token. We add that first. Then whatever we named the form, the other side, we'll name it this side. So we'll just say form. So it will check here. What we name it here is what we'll use here. Save this. Yeah, now let's go and render this code and see how it looks. Okay, there's an error. We just check here. Student.form, no module name, student.form. Line 6 in views.py. Okay, let's go back to our code. Line 6 here. Okay, where did we place this then? Okay, so the problem dot forms, it's supposed to be okay. Dot forms, import this. I think it's fine, but it's supposed to be in the same directory, but it's not here. Where is it? Oh, I placed it in the wrong place. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be inside. It's not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be with these other ones. So what I'll do, let me just go copy paste it. I placed it in the wrong place. Yeah, so we'll cut this, go back, paste it here. Close this. Okay. Will it really work? I've not even closed it here. Okay, let's see if it will work. Save. There's another one here. This one, I'll just close it. No, because I actually deleted it. Okay. Let's go back here. Refresh this. Still a problem. We just find it out right now. From no module named Django.form. Okay. That's just another simple problem. It's supposed to be from Django.forms. Save this. Our server is running good. Let's see if it's fine. Refresh this. Boom. But there's an error here. There's like a small error here. Let's just go and sort it out. While doing these things live, is bound to have some small bugs that we are going to sort out as we continue. Okay, just by looking at this, I think there's a problem with the curvy braces. Go back here, go to the student form. It's supposed to be form. It's supposed to have 2. Save this, go back here, refresh. Perfect. Now you see you can add as program, blah blah blah. Enrollment here. Enrollment is supposed to be numbers. You can add this, you can add all this and add a new student and submit the student. Okay, let's just refresh this. It kind of looks it looks a little bit weird, but this is how it will work. There's also this, I need to sort this small issue out, but okay. So let's go back to our code. Is this one I'm supposed to remove? Save this, return here. See, it did disappear. Good. Okay, let's go back to our code. And so in here, let's just open views. Where is our student form? Let's just post it this side. We can see we are sending this as post data. Okay, we're sending this as post data. So let's just come here and let's write this logic here. So if let's write an if statement. So if requests dot method, so this request is this request over here, equals posts, and post is basically get. We want it to print what we want it to print is requests dot posts. We just want to see what is going on, so just follow through with me, and let's start by printing. Let's so that we know when it starts. Let's say printing posts. That's good. Save this. Let's just have a comma here. I can save. Okay, so as you can see, it's posting, and it's going to the URL that it is in. It's posting it to the URL that is there currently, and when we go back here, we'll see our URL is student create student. So it posts it here, and this is what is being rendered. Let's just post one and see how it will look. Let's open this one up, move it to the side. Let's just add BSc, gender male, enrollment year 2010, name Derek, phone number whatever, email whatever, at fake.com, completion year 2014. Okay, let's submit here. You can see what we did here is try to make you understand what is going on. Okay, so what's going on here is, you can see it's at printing post here. So what is going on, it uses this CRMF token, and then it has posted these things, the program giving it the information, blah blah blah, and it is a post method, so it's posting it to this is what will happen. But remember, if we go back here, it is still 4 because we have not placed it in the database itself, but we have just tried to understand what happens when we submit. So for us to be able to make it know that we want to put the information in the database is because we have created the forms.py, and we are using some Django libraries. This is how we do it. So we've understood how this is. This was just to show you how it will post it, and but it's working perfectly. We'll just remove this. You can just delete it or just comment it out, and let's we'll have our if statement here. So what we want it to do is now have the process, we want it to do something to the forms. So we want, if it's there's a request.method is a post, we want it to do something to this form. And so we write if. Okay, we already have the if. So if request is post, what we want it to do, let me just create some space here. What we want it to do is this form requests dot post we make it a request dot post. So you remember this request dot post is what brought these things here. So we want to make some a change on the form to make it a post form, and write another logic inside the other if logic, and we have if form. This is something that is in Django itself. Dot is valid. I've missed an underscore somewhere. Supposed to be an underscore here. If form is valid, we want it to save. Form dot save. Close. Okay. So this model form will be responsible for saving the data to the database. So it makes the form a request.post, and if it's valid, we want to save the form, and it basically meaning saving the form to the database. Then after it saves, what we want it to do is it does not remain there. So basically what I mean is we don't want it to remain here. We want it to go back to the dashboard. Once you save, it returns here. And by that, we'll use a redirect. We'll just import something else here, comma redirect. Good thing about Django, it has a lot of things. I don't think that's the correct redirect. Perfect. And then we'll come here and tell it to redirect. And where will it redirect to? To home. And that's basically home. Save this. Come back here. Students. Dashboard. Okay. Create student. Let's have create student. Program BSc. Let's have the same student again. Male. Enrollment year 2010. Name Derek. Phone number. This one. Email address. How did we call it? Whatever at fake.com. Completion year 2014. Okay. Then submit this. As you've noticed, it has not redirected. It was supposed to, once I submit this, it redirects back. It redirects back to the, sorry. It's supposed to return redirect. Save this. Come make some changes on this. Let's just have that. Just change the name. Anthony. Change the number, add a couple of them. Add a couple of this. Let's have 2015 and let him start 2011. When you submit, you see it has redirected us here, and now it has added the total number of students. If we go to students, we'll see BSc statistics has added Derek, Anthony, etc. Now we've seen how to create new students. And now what we want to do is add that link here, and it's there. We already did that. So we add new student, it gives you this form. So we have our form looking like this, but I want to change it to look a little bit better. So what we usually do, let's just open the command prompt, a new one, and then we'll install something called crispy form. Crispy forms. Okay, they are crispy form, but they are Django crispy forms. Sorry, Django underscore crispy forms. So sorry, it's pip install. I'm making a dumb mistake here. It's Django dash crispy dash forms. Enter. What's going on? Just a second. Okay, not written install. It's just some dumb mistake. So it's pip install. It's always pip install, then Django crispy forms. I had installed it a very long time ago, so I had forgotten how it was, but you can see requirement satisfied. So since the requirement, so yours will just install. And how we use the crispy form, we usually just go to our code here, we go to our student form here, then we have to load the crispy form. So we load crispy underscore form forms underscore tags, crispy forms underscore tags is crispy, and we load this. And before we do the load that, so this is how you put it. Then here we'll just have that, then crispy, and that's how it will be. But first, because it's something new that has been installed, we have to install it. Now we have to put it on the settings.py, and we have to put it on the installed. So here on the installed, we have to put the crispy forms here. So we'll add another parameter, another lists, crispy underscore forms, another comma here, save this, sorry, comma, save this. So what we do here is we add that, we save it, then return to the forms. Everything is fine here. Load crispy form tags, settings, we've added this here, perfect. Go to the student form HTML, add the crispy, and we've loaded the crispy form tag, and we've added it here. This is actually the first step that should be done. Save this, then go back to our need this, reload it. There's a problem. Go back here, invalid syntax. There's an invalid syntax on line 44 on our settings.py. Okay, no problem. Go back to our settings.py here. It's invalid syntax, line 44. Let's run the server again. It's working correctly. Reload this, and you can see now the form looks a little bit better. We've added the crispy form tag. and now it looks a little bit better. You can see it's not looking the way it was. A couple of things maybe we can add here, but I think it looks good enough, rather than just them being placed everywhere here. When you have it like that, it looks way better. We can change this submission button. Go back here. This submission button, we can add something to it. We can add a class here. Class, we'll call it btn. These are things you can find in Bootstrap. Success, so that it looks a little bit better. Save this, and there's something I have not done. After placing this on the installed apps, the crispy forms, I have to add something here. I have to add capital crispy underscore template underscore pack, and then this variable will make it equal to bootstrap 4. Save this, go back here. This is good. Save that, go back here, refresh this. Okay, so this has changed. Looks a little bit better. They are very, very wide, but it looks nice. Okay, so it becomes it looks a little bit better and easier to just load up somebody's name. What is your name? What is your course? Etc. etc. Something else, we try and add something here. Then computer science, gender, female enrollment year 2013, name Diana, phone number, email address, NADA, completion year 2017. Submit. Redirected here. Now we have total 7 students. If we go to the students, we'll find the students here. This looks pretty good. Add student, we can add a new one. What we want to do also, we might want to go here, go to our creation. Sorry. Okay, I think it's somewhere here. Yes. Total view. Students creation, and we want to get rid of this. So let's just get rid of this. Save this. Dashboard. We've removed that. Okay. We can just make this a little bit smaller. What we have here, we can make it maybe 3. Yeah, I think it looks good too. It's too small. Yeah, I think it looks nice. Add new student, you find this. You can go to form, student form. It looks nice. Okay. because it's really full here. Something else you can do is maybe just have a div class here and make it const dash d dash. We can have it maybe at 10. Save this, refresh. Now at least it's not that full. You can have it even at 7. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Okay, let's have it at 8 as our last number. Good. Now it looks a little bit better than just having it completely full up to here. Perfect. Okay, so what you're going to do next is you're going to add a search button here that we can search a certain course, see everything about that course. We can search a certain person here, such as certain phone number, maybe a certain email, a certain enrollment here, just to make the searching process very easy. Yeah, so a search filter here, and we'll see how to do that in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope it was informative. See you in the next one.